Good day. Warm welcome to this Power Boost meditation. My name is Judi, and wonderful that you can join. Today, we're going to further explore what we looked at in a previous meditation experience, this idea of going to seed, but how to care for that seed. And again, back to the metaphor, or if you will, the parallel of worldly gardening, magical culture of gardeners who, it must just be this wonderful experience for them. I know I've tried, and it is a wonder that you take this little seed that is this going to create anything, and you put it in the soil, and you keep watering it and warming it. And I know that feeling where something suddenly sprouts above the ground, this green shoot appears, and that of course inspires us to further care. But for a while, you're just caring for the seed and it doesn't look like anything is going on. But with complete faith, they continue to take that care. And yes, in its own time, which is different for every seed, in its own time, beautiful things start to blossom. So how do we care for the seed of the self? Exploring that. Once again, we invite you to be seated comfortably, and if you choose, eyes open in a natural way. And I know many of you have been joining these regularly, so you might be a pro now at immediately bringing your attention into the present moment and into focus. An easy way to do that for anyone is to gently remind the self, why am I sitting here now? To remember, I have dedicated this moment to caring for the self on a very deep level, what we call spiritual care. I want to use this small window of time in the most worthwhile way. Time is so precious. Can I use this time just to focus on the self, this deep self-care? This type of reflection naturally starts to pull my attention underground, going within, deep within the self. No thoughts about worldly roles or responsibilities or even issues. Those stay above ground. I'm underground, and my only focus is the seed of the self. I even start to experience myself as this subtle, delicate, tiny seed that is, in a way, planted in this body, quietly sitting here behind the forehead. I am the thinker, the observer. I am the one that experiences through the body and expresses through the body. This large vehicle of expression, this body that I sit in, And the wonder is that I am this tiny, quiet seed inside. Very simple in form. The still point out of which all expression emerges. Going deeper and deeper into this wonderful and wondrous experience of the sound. Remembering once again what is packed within me, the blueprint of the human spirit. All the qualities of life concentrated within me. The list is endless. That peace, that love, that truth, that lightness, harmony, so many qualities. I take a moment to reflect on just one or two of my favorites, the ones that touch me most deeply. And as I hold that quality in my mind, it fills my entire being. I become the seed of that quality. If it is love, I have the feeling of that quality. I become a seed of love. What will nurture, strengthen the seed that is me? For a physical seed in the earth, we start to pour water, use the warmth of the sun to nurture, unlock the potential of that seed and bring it into expression above ground. What is the water and sun for a living seed, such as me, for I, the soul? This is when our thoughts start to turn to the divine, the one who we remember as God, the one who stays ever bright, ever clean of heart. Feeling the warmth of God's presence, the deep regard that being has for me, the feeling in God's heart reaching my heart, creating such warmth in the mind, as if being embraced by that deep regard. How that nurtures the potential of the sound. And of course, the wisdom of that being, watering my own mind. So I start to develop a wisdom on how to care for and nurture the self. What type of thoughts should I have? Words should I speak? Action should I perform? That support the development of my potential. That I do not sabotage my own growth. Connecting to God's wisdom, which is always supporting the dignity of the soul. Feeling the warmth of God's love and watered by the wisdom, receiving God's sense. These help me to nurture the seed of the self. Help me to stay connected to those qualities within the self and develop experience on how to bring those qualities into expression. When I want to know, how does love think? I turn my thoughts to God. How would God think in this situation? Would there be blame? Would there be shame? Or would there be deep respect, understanding, compassion, feeling support from God to honor that path that is most elevated? Moving through the day as this living seed that is so connected to that supreme seed, so protected by the warmth of God's love, feeling so precious, but also so guided, watered by God's wisdom. How would He think in any given situation? In this way, as I move through the day, the seed of the self that I experience when seated quietly will start to emerge above ground, start to color how I act and interact. The seed is still there, but its potential is starting to come into expression, always by staying connected to that one, the supreme seed, warmed and watered by that one. Om Shanti.